Welcome to the SCP Foundation Files Explored. Today's SCP is SCP-006, the Fountain of Youth. Object class is safe. Under the direct orders of the O5 Council, access is limited to those with Overseer and O5 Council clearances only. The special containment procedures for this SCP are as follows. Whereas the nature of SCP-006 does not warrant any extensive containment, a certain level of secrecy is necessary regarding the object's existence and properties, especially those properties affecting the human body. The following procedures are required not only for personal safety, but to deny or hide knowledge of SCP-006's side effects from the personnel who interact with this anomaly. Number 1. All personnel interacting with SCP-006 in any physical way are required to wear a modified Class 6 BNC suit. These are containment suits for high-level toxicity and dangers. Before personnel are allowed to perform procedures, they must be briefed with materials SCP-006-B or SCP-006-C. SCP-006-A briefing is the correct one and is restricted to only those with O5 clearance. To ensure personnel are wearing their suits properly, they are to be submerged into a pool of water. Any air bubbles spotted signify a leak in the suit and must be sealed immediately. Procedure 2. Procedures with SCP-006 are to be carried out under extreme surveillance. In the case of contact with SCP-006, the commander in charge will announce procedure 06-Xi-12, which the personnel have been briefed on to believe mean high toxicity is present and they must evacuate. 3. Any procedure in which liquid is acquired from SCP-006 must be approved by 3 O5 level personnel. The liquid is to be transferred in a quad sealant container and under armed guard at all times. 4. If at any time personnel come into direct contact with SCP-006 liquid, they are to be confined and terminated after sufficient studies are done. Due to the nature of SCP-006, the most effective termination method is incineration. For a full report, see File 006 Tier 05. Description: SCP-006 is a very small spring located 60 km west of redacted location. Foundation Command was aware of its existence since the 19th century, but were unable to secure it until 1991 due to political reasons. On the spot of the spring, a chemical factory has been constructed as a disguise, with the majority of the labourers under Foundation and/or Russian control. Liquid samples recovered from SCP-006 have been tested and have the unusual property of health. Essentially, it is a liquid healing factor, which allows for the spontaneous regeneration of flesh, bone, and the instant curing of everything from cancers, viral infections, and biological agents, including bacteriological infections. The liquid emitted from the spring has been chemically identified as a simple mineral water. This was in 1902. Upon testing the liquid on animal subjects, hostile bacterial and other viral agents were destroyed immediately. Many reptiles and birds were unaffected, while higher primates experienced the same benefits as humans. Thank you for attending this briefing. This has been the first SCP Foundation Files in a little while. I apologise for this. We at the SCP Foundation Files Explored do apologise for the delay, and we intend on resuming regularly scheduled recordings as soon as possible. Thank you for attending this briefing, and goodbye.